Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we're diving into something really interesting, the world of NE's development services. We're talking workflow automation and, how businesses are actually using these tools.
Just scale up, streamline things. It's quite transformative.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you've shared some great sources with us, exploring n8n, its benefits, how it's implemented.
Right.
Our mission today, unpack all of that, give you, our listener, a clear, concise, really comprehensive understanding.
What is n8n? Why should you care? How's it changing things?
Think of this as your shortcut, your way to get up to speed on some pretty advanced automation and system integration without wading through docs for hours.
Yeah, definitely. And this dive, it should really shed light on how organizations, everyone from startups to big enterprises, are using n8n. They're gaining agility, cutting down manual tasks, seeing real cost savings.
And finding some surprising insights, right?
Yeah.
Especially about control in digital environments.
That's a huge part of it. That control aspect is something you don't always get with other tools. It's quite unique.
Okay, so let's unpack this right from the start. For someone maybe not deep in the automation world.
Sure.
What is n8n development? Sounds a bit technical, maybe like a secret code word.
Yeah, it can sound that way, but it's actually pretty understandable once you break it down. At its heart, n8n development is all about creating, customizing, and deploying automated workflows.
Right.
Using the n8n platform, which, by the way, stands for Node for Node. It's got this fair code license.
Node for node. Okay, and you mentioned something key there. Self-hosting.
Exactly. That's a really big differentiator. Organizations can choose to host n8n on their own servers, which gives them total control over their data, their processes. Think about industries with strict compliance needs, data privacy rules.
Yeah, huge.
For them, it's not just a nice-to-have feature. It's a game changer. No vendor lock-in.
So it's not just another cloud service you rent. You can own the infrastructure. That is a big difference.
It really is.
And how does that node for node idea actually work when you're building these workflows? Is it intuitive? Like, do you need to be a hardcore coder?
That's the beauty of it. It's actually very visual. Think of it like digital Legos for your business processes.
Okay, I like that analogy.
Each Lego brick that's a node represents an action, like send an email or update a database row or get data from an API. You just drag these nodes onto a canvas, connect them with lines, and you build out your automation visually.
So you link up hundreds of different apps and APIs this way.
Absolutely. Without writing tons of custom code, it really democratizes the whole process. More people can build solutions, not just developers.
Makes perfect sense. So visual interface, that's clear. What else? What are the sort of standout features making n8n so robust?
Well, beyond that visual workflow editor, which is key,
Right.
there's custom node support. This is super important because maybe you have a niche app or an old internal system.
Something not already built in.
Exactly. You can build your own node to integrate it. Then there's its scalable architecture. It's designed to handle high volumes of data, lots of tasks running. It won't just, fall over when things get busy.
Good to know.
And it supports complex logic, conditional logic, and branching. So if this happens, then do that. LSE, do this other thing. Loops, error handling. It's sophisticated.
So it can make decisions within the workflow.
Precisely. And as we keep saying, that self-hosted option, crucial for data controls, security, compliance.
So putting this all together, for you listening in, maybe you're a business owner, a team lead, what does this mean practically? Sounds powerful, but maybe a bit daunting to just jump into.
That's a really fair point. The tool itself is powerful, yes, but the real value often comes from the strategic thinking. How do you actually apply it best to your specific business challenges?
Right. Where do you start?
And that's exactly where n8n consulting services come into play. They bring that technical expertise, but also the strategic view. They help design, implement, and then maintain these automation strategies. They translate your business goals into working workflows.
Okay, so it's more than just setup.
Yeah.
What does a professional n8n consulting service actually do for a business? Walk us through that.
It's quite comprehensive, really. They usually start by looking at your current tech stack. What tools are you using now? And they identify the best opportunities for automation. Where are the bottlenecks? Where's the repetitive work?
Finding the pain points.
Exactly. Then they design optimized n8n workflows specifically tied to your business objectives, not just generic stuff. Crucially, they also ensure the deployment is secure and compliant. That's vital.
Can't skip that part.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
And then they usually provide training for your own team, documentation so you're empowered internally, plus ongoing support, performance tuning, making sure it keeps running smoothly long after the initial setup.
So it sounds like outsourcing this kind of expertise could be really strategic, not just about saving money, accessing skills you might not have in-house.
Precisely. That's a major driver for outsourcing these services. Companies often turn to remote developers or specialized offshore IT agencies.
Why offshore specifically?
Well, cost is often a factor, sure, but it's also about accessing a global talent pool, often with deep, specialized n8n expertise. And you can get projects moving faster sometimes, whether you're building something totally new that's greenfield development,
Right, from scratch.
or you're trying to modernize older systems, integrate with legacy stuff that's brownfield. These external experts can tailor solutions without you needing to hire a full-time, dedicated internal team right away.
Yeah.
It offers flexibility.
Now, this is where it gets really exciting for me, the actual impact. We're talking beyond just scheduling a few tasks, aren't we? What are the really transformative business benefits here?
Oh, absolutely. It goes way beyond basic task running. Think about reduced operational overhead. Automating those repetitive manual things, lead nurturing, sending invoices, status updates, it saves enormous amounts of time. But it's more than time. It reduces human error, which can be costly, and it frees up your people.
To do more valuable work.
Exactly. Strategic thinking, creative problem solving, stuff humans are best at. It changes the human-machine partnership in the business.
I like that framing. What else?
Accelerated time to market, especially in software development.
How so?
In greenfield projects, n8n can automate parts of the release pipeline, like triggering CI/CD builds and tests.
Continuous integration, continuous delivery.
Right. Notifying the team instantly if a build fails. Even handling automatic deployments to staging or production environments. It's like an automated pit crew for your software releases.
Speeds things up significantly, I imagine.
Definitely. Then there's the data challenge, getting systems to talk to each other.
Always tricky.
n8n integration really shines here with seamless data synchronization. It can sync data between all sorts of systems, your CRM, your ERP, that big central operations system, email platforms, databases, you name it.
So like Salesforce talking to Google Sheets or pulling data from different APIs.
Exactly that. Pulling customer info from various REST APIs, those standard web connectors. n8n workflows make these complex data flows much simpler to manage. Ensures consistency.
And what about the end customer? Do they feel this?
They absolutely should. That leads to improved customer experience.
No.
By automating responses. A personalized welcome email the instant someone signs up. Routing a support ticket immediately to the right expert based on keywords in the request.
Faster, more relevant responses.
Exactly. It feels smoother, more professional. These n8n automation scenarios create better interactions. And finally, scalability and flexibility. Because n8n is modular, workflows can grow in complexity or volume without messing up the whole system.
So it can handle more load as the business grows.
Yes, and it handles complexity while conditional logic, retries if something fails temporarily. It adapts.
It really does sound like a powerful connector, a bridge between all these different tools businesses rely on.
That's a great way to put it.
Can you give us some more concrete examples? How does n8n integration actually connect these systems in practice?
Sure. It's great at bridging, say, legacy systems with modern SaaS tools with less heavy lifting on the engineering side. Think about connecting an e-commerce platform, maybe Shopify, directly to your ERP system.
For inventory updates.
Exactly. Real-time inventory sync.
Oh.
Or take customer feedback from Typeform surveys and automatically pipe it into a Slack channel for the product team and create a task in Trello or Jira.
Instant actionability.
Right. Or automating GitHub issue tracking. Link it to Jira, send email alerts when specific issues are updated or created. These kinds of integrations are really valuable in those brownfield scenarios too, enhancing older systems without a full rewrite.
And what about the really cutting-edge stuff? AI, machine learning. Where does n8n fit there? It feels like everything is touching AI now.
It's becoming a really interesting use case. n8n can act as an orchestration engine for AI models and agents.
Orchestration. Meaning what?
Meaning it coordinates the steps. For example, you could have an n8n workflow that automatically triggers an AWS SageMaker machine learning model to retrain itself.
When would it do that?
Whenever new labeled training data gets uploaded to cloud storage like S3, the workflow detects the new data, kicks off the retraining job, no manual intervention needed.
Keeping the AI model fresh automatically. That's clever.
Yeah. Or routing content generated by AI, say from OpenAI APIs.
Like text generation.
Right. Take that generated text and automatically push it into your content management system ready for review or publishing. It can also prep data for models, aggregating data from different sources, cleaning it up, getting it ready for the ML pipeline input. It simplifies operationalizing AI.
Wow, okay. That's pretty advanced. But let's bring it back down to earth a bit. What are some common, maybe everyday use cases across different departments?
Oh, plenty of those.
Yeah.
Super versatile. For sales automation, enriching new leads that come in via web form. Use a tool like Clearbit to get more info, then automatically log it all in the CRM.
Nice. Saves sales reps time.
Huge time saver. For DevOps monitoring, set up alerts. If infrastructure metrics from, say, Prometheus cross a danger threshold, ping the right team immediately on Slack.
Yeah.
For HR onboarding, automate setting up new employee accounts across G Suite, Slack, Jira, whatever tools you use.
Streamlines that whole process.
Makes it much smoother. And even data backup. Schedule regular automated backups. Copy files from cloud storage to a local server or a different database automatically. Peace of mind.
It really touches almost every part of a business.
It can, yeah.
So with all this capability, when does it make sense for a business to say, okay, we need help, let's outsource this n8n development?
That's a key strategic decision. Outsourcing makes a lot of sense if you don't have that deep technical expertise in-house, or maybe you just don't have the bandwidth right now.
Or the budget to hire a full-time expert.
That too. The advantages of outsourcing are pretty clear. You get instant access to certified n8n consultants, people who live and breathe this stuff. Costs can be lower operationally compared to hiring. And often you get faster turnaround times, especially with global teams working round the clock.
And ongoing support, you mentioned.
Yes, ongoing support and the flexibility to scale your automation efforts up or down as needed without long-term hiring commitments. Using an offshore IT agency often provides different engagement models too, which helps.
Right. And the sources we looked at mentioned companies like WeblineIndia quite a bit. What makes a partner like that stand out in this n8n space?
Well, companies like WeblineIndia typically stand out because of their track record and expertise. You're looking for experience.
Like how long they've been doing this?
Exactly. Decades in software development, IT outsourcing, a solid team size with certified n8n consultants, experienced remote developers. They usually offer flexible engagement models onshore, offshore, maybe a hybrid model like the ReallyShore SM1, and crucially, experience with both greenfield new builds and brownfield modernizing existing systems. That breadth is important.
What else should you look for?
Transparent project management, clear communication, a strong portfolio of successful projects, good client testimonials, maybe industry recognition or awards. It builds confidence.
Makes sense. Trust is key when you're outsourcing critical processes.
Absolutely.
And one last clarification point, because people might be thinking this. How does an n8n stack up against tools they might already know, like Zapier? What's the core difference?
Yeah, that's a common question. The biggest difference, n8n is open source and primarily self-hosted, though they do offer a cloud version too.
Okay, open source and self-hosted. What does that mean practically?
It means more control and customization. Zapier is a proprietary SaaS tool. You pay a subscription, use their platform, but you don't control the underlying infrastructure.
Got it.
With self-hosted n8n, you control the data, the environment. It often allows for deeper, more complex integrations and much more sophisticated conditional logic than you might get with simpler tools.
So more power, more flexibility, especially for complex or sensitive stuff.
That's generally the trade-off, yes.
Yeah.
More power and control with n8n, potentially a steeper learning curve initially compared to the very user-friendly approach of something like Zapier, though n8n's visual editor helps a lot there.
Okay, that really clears it up. So we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
We've navigated this whole landscape, workflow, automation, system integration, and really seen how n8n empowers businesses.
Yeah.
Makes them more agile, efficient, scalable.
Yeah, from automating those simple everyday tasks right up to orchestrating complex, cutting-edge AI workflows. n8n really offers this powerful, flexible toolkit for any organization looking to, really optimize their digital operations.
And maintain control over their data, which we keep coming back to.
Crucial point.
So as businesses rely more and more on all these different digital tools, sometimes feeling fragmented, this deep dive really highlights how platforms like n8n aren't just about automation in a narrow sense. It's about building a truly connected, intelligent, and resilient digital ecosystem.
Well said.
Which leaves us with a final thought for you, our listener. Looking at your own work, your own processes, what could be radically transformed if you started thinking in terms of nodes and workflows? Where could that interconnected approach make the biggest difference?